Welcome to the Ubuntu Touch Q&A, the community's bi-weekly discussion of your questions and our news. That was not at all the intro I had planned, but it's perfect. And oh my gosh, my voice is playing to myself. We have a great roundup of questions and answers and news this week. A lot of questions because the forum was busy. But first, we're going to start with something a little bit new. We're going to ask everyone here what they've been working on this week. So, my name is Dalton, and joining me this week are Florian.
Hello.
And Marius.
Hey.
So let's begin. Florian, I see that you're not in your normal place here.
Yes. So, regarding what I was working last week, I have to a little bit explain that I'm currently located in Spain due to my day job or my job for money. I'm sitting here for some weeks in the south of Spain in the region of Malaga. I'm on a construction site, so unfortunately I spend every day about 10 hours, including Saturday, which is about 6 or 7 hours for the Saturdays. I spent there working. So I didn't have much time to work on the things I wanted to do. Still, there were a few small adjustments that I could make for our translation server and helping out a little bit with the infrastructure things. And so, but it's not really something that you could see now in terms of I can show it. Yeah? So it's more like background work for the last 1 or 2 weeks actually already. Yeah, unfortunately, this sometimes is not so easy with a job where the company sends you around the world. But I enjoy Spain because it's much better than places like China or India, where I wouldn't go anyway. Nothing against Indian guys, but it's much too hot and much too noisy. And so, yeah, that was my last week, more or less.
But the background changes are the most important kind, correct?
Well, actually, substantially, yes. Oh, dear.
Marius, what kinds of things have you been working on the past couple weeks?
Oh, God. There has been, I can start with desktop. There has been a lot of changes going into desktop, bringing up Bionic on Unity 8 on Bionic, which is the newest, greatest LTS release, which Canonical will release this year or in 2 months-ish.
About
2 months. And there also has a lot of work on Xmir, not on Xmir itself, but on improvements on how to integrate Xmir into, or Xwayland into the desktop environment to have a smooth translations between the different display server protocols. Other than that, there has been this week has been fully focused on 100% on Xenial, the mobile version of Xenial, to get Xenial to a usable state. You probably have seen that if you follow the bug tracker, that bugs has been killed. That's a good quote. And so a lot of at this point, it's a lot more stable. Most stuff works. All application works except the OpenStore at this moment. We are working on getting the OpenStore working. I expect that to be working pretty quickly. Other than that, there has been not much else than that. Well, I say not much. That has been much, but not else than those two things.
And that is work that is going to come out in the new builds of Xenial. And it's already out in today's developer build, correct?
Yeah.
So anyone can get those. I believe that there was a fix to online accounts, so you'll be able to sign into those again.
The Ubuntu one, yeah. The other ones still doesn't appear.
There's one small thing that I did actually, which was stumbling across an entry in our issue tracker. and pushing a small fix from there into the 1+1 repo. So now MTP should be okay. You can connect in the future releases of 16.04. You can connect your 1+1, and the MTP is finally working. This is something visible that I have done. So I found something.
Woo!
Yay!
But the credits for finding it go to somebody else. I just forgot who it was. Maybe we can make a small chart out about this. I will have a look. Maybe I'll find it.
Yep. What have you been working on, Dalton?
Oh, you're going to ask me? I was kind of hoping that I could just punt that one.
No, you're not. I'm not going to release you.
Well, I spent a lot of time working on the port to the Nexus 5X, which is now not running Ubuntu Touch at the moment. The problem was we hit a lot of weird issues, and Marius can confirm that.
Yeah, it's it has been a roller coaster. To more go deeply in what's happening is first of all, we get segfaults trying to get a normal functions, trying to get the clock on ARM64. There is syscall errors for simple applications. That's the dash, for example. There's a lot of weird stuff that could not be explained at this moment. Never can.
So, barring having the immense amount of time that's probably required to fix that, or the one lucky guess that someone will probably make within the next couple of weeks, I decided that I should probably just shelve the port for now. And if anyone wants to help with it, just let me know. I can point you toward all the resources for it, and I wrote down how to install it. Past that, I filed a new issue that Marius needs to work on.
What?
The cough stuff.
Ah, the cough.
Yeah. Eventually.
I know
because OT4 is more important right now. And we also have some an update on our situation with Halium, which is an issue 404 on the Ubuntu Touch repository. And the reason why I can remember it is specifically because it's 404.
I think 404 is a really, really good issue number for anything that could be an issue. But in this case,
I was so excited when I saw that I had filed issue 404. Like, I'm never letting this go.
So who will file issue 501? Or is it already over?
Do we already have it?
No, I don't.
You know, we are a massive amount of geeks when we get excited about the number 404.
Listen here. This is fine.
And for those people that don't understand this, this inside, is 404 means it's the error HTTP error code for not found.
You've probably seen it before.
Yeah. You definitely have seen it before.
And 501 is just 7 issues away, so people keep on filing bugs and issues. Maybe you can hit 501. That's the next goal.
Do we have a prize for the person who hits 501? No.
Maybe.
No.
No? Okay, no. Sorry, no prize.
No.
Anyway, the MTP bug was number 13. I just looked it up. 13. It really was a long, long thing. And,
oh yeah, that was before Canonical even dropped Ubuntu Touch. We had that one.
Yeah. And then the user Chakare actually brought me on the right point when he said he can actually make it going by changing permissions on the MTP device, which actually 1+1 has and others don't. So we fixed that permission issue. It was that easy. No patching, no compiling, nothing. Just making the script change a permission. So
now you can use MTP on your 1+1.
Yes, but because we are not going to push any update, any OTA for the Vivid, we will not see it before 16.04 on the 1+1. That's the only small drawback for the moment. And you also cannot easily fix it yourself because these permissions will always get reset on boot.
Yep.
But of course, as a workaround, it could be made at least for the time when the phone is running. The 1+1 doesn't boot so often, so it can stay for some days. Yeah, sorry to hijack the topic again. I'm silent.
No, that's perfectly fine. Excellent. So that is what we've been working on. Now we have a ton of questions.
Yes.
And we'll probably integrate more later. So let's begin. We got the question again. This actually came in for number 23, but it's number 24 now because I forgot to put it in the doc. What is the status of founding the foundation?
Yeah. So
unfortunately, the person who knows that best couldn't join us today, but sorry.
We also know something about it.
That person is Jan, by the way. He's our German legal. Hello, Jan. German legal expert of some sort.
He's our lawyer.
No, he's not.
He's not a lawyer.
He's not a lawyer. He's not a lawyer. Please don't hire him for lawyering.
Yeah, don't hire him. We need him. So the status of that is waiting for the government and the German government. So basically, what we are saying is that founding this stuff and all the legal process and everything is incredibly slow, slower than what we expected. So, but we hope to come pretty soon now. Within there is no official timeline on it, but I really hope within a month or something. That would be really nice.
I mean, the good sign is that we didn't get any questions or they didn't throw it back immediately. So the longer it takes, the better it could be. Maybe it's only optimistic from my side, but I think, we can be optimistic about it. Yeah. But they won't give any deadlines, any dates or any timeline when they process it. So we just can sit here and wait. And we are also quite excited about it when it will happen. And we are asking ourselves also very often, when will it be? Because it will enable us with so much more things that we can do. And we're eagerly waiting. And hopefully.
And that question came in from Hummelbach. I think I pronounced that right. He also had another question, though. Do we have plans for printer integration in Ubuntu Touch, or is there already something that I'm not aware of? Now, in my mind, there are a few constants in the universe. Entropy, energy, and printers being terrible. So, what do we have?
Okay. Actually, in 1604, Canonical was already trying to integrate printers. Or a printer subsystem, actually. Can you see this? Can you make Marius bigger?
Is presenting it.
Make me big. So
yes. Make Marius great again. Yeah. Okay. So basically, what we can see is you can configure printing stuff. Basically, I think it's just a normal CUPS backend, right? And then there is some glue services that will enable the printing for apps, let's say. But I think before it's possible to print with an app, they made some test tool or some test possibility to just print PDF files. We can see if we can see it. Marius.
Yeah, it's a little low quality. Can you grab some screenshots of that and we can post them?
I think
with
that's
the show notes.
So regarding the plans, I would say when we talk a little bit with Andrew, if he can help us to finish it, because some of the things were not 100% working. But I think the basic printing subsystem will be there in 1604. That's the goal. It's automatically there. If it was usable, if it will work, we will see. But the code is there. So that's the plan.
And if you'd like to see more about that, I believe you can just search for print in the GitHub organization. There are 3 or 4 repositories for it.
Yes, we put it on our organization already some time ago, but we didn't spend any work on it. We didn't focus on it. So when 1604 will start up being usable for the masses, let's say, then there will be some time to play with that, I think. Still before, I think we don't spend too much time on it, but there will be a bunch of questions coming up, like if you can print from Libertine or so, that will make things a little bit harder maybe, but we will see.
I would expect that to work just fine since it's normal cups.
Basically, if Libertine has permissions to talk with the cups daemon or so, then something should come out. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I live in 2018, so I don't own a printer anymore, so I can test it.
Well, as you can see, I do. Pointing behind me.
He's living in the old age, Mr. Dalton.
At least it's a laser printer. It doesn't cost that much to run.
Yeah.
So
Good.
those
So,
are all
and by
of
the
the
way, yeah, printing also needs localization. So by the way, when we spin up the, let's say the system settings, we also will need then some translations again. Among those are translations for printing strings. I saw already they are not translated at the moment correctly, let's say. So anyway, with 1604 will come a bunch of new things with translations, but we will announce it when it's ready, because not all of the repositories are enabled, I think, in the right way. Currently, if something got translated and it's still going to Vivid, we can hopefully take it over to Xenial also. So the translations are not lost. Please be patient a little bit. So sometimes the merging of the translations isn't on time, and for the new branches for Xenial, we have to arrange some merge to get the existing translations forwarded into the new branches. Let's say. So anyone who's testing Xenial at the moment, if you see regressions with the translations, don't panic. It's expected. Okay.
We do have a few people in the live chat talking about, well, one person in the live chat, hi Kenneth, talking about how he was able to have workarounds for printing before. Hopefully this means that those won't be needed anymore. But if you have them, maybe toss them on the forum so that people can use them. And if they're, yeah, that'd be the best place for them.
Printers are terrible. Strongly agree.
Mm-hmm. That's all the questions from Hummelbach. Up next, we have one from Brudesu521. I think the real fun in this is actually just pronouncing everyone's screen names on the forum. That's probably the best part. So he says, the 1+3 won the porting survey on the old website. We had on the old website, there was a survey that asked, which device do you want to see ported to next? What does that mean? So that was kind of a leftover from before Canonical dropped Ubuntu Touch, even though the website was new. The idea was from before, when we allowed people to donate to a specific device. And once we had enough money for that device, we would purchase the device. But that didn't really mean that we were going to port to it immediately, since this takes a lot of time. We do know now that the 1+3 is probably one of the more popular devices to port to, which is good for decision-making in the future, but it doesn't guarantee that we will have the 1+3 as a core device.
However, it will guarantee that this device will be a community device at some point. That I can guarantee.
He says because he has a port of it already.
Yes, because I already have it working. I already have it working, so.
Oh, you're teasing our users. Really tease them more.
The same goes for the 5 also, but both the 5 and 3 are definitely devices I strongly believe we will have a lot of success with, since they it's the same with the 1. Also, they have an amazing porting community around it, and they also have an amazing Android development community around it, which means that it makes our life so much easier as a porter, and it also makes the device itself.
Oh, it begins
Much more stable than anything else.
You're dropping a little bit.
Network didn't die.
It begins, everyone. First time of the day. Let's all count.
No, where did you lose me? Hopefully
no, we got you back.
Point.
You actually finished the sentence, so
okay.
It's fine.
Okay, good.
A fun fact, by the way, if people ask why there is no 1+4, as you know, this is a Chinese vendor. So 4 is a very unlucky number in China, in Asia. So they jumped from 3 to 5, and that's by design.
It was from 3 to 3T to 4.
Yes, maybe this was the reason for T. But actually, I figured this out just lately when I was wondering myself why there is no OnePlus 4. You couldn't sell it there.
Yeah.
Up next, from the forum, RE88. That's what I'm going with. When Canonical was making Ubuntu Touch, they had this plan for Ubuntu Personal, which was snappy core Ubuntu everywhere. What happened to that plan? Well, it died, basically, to put it simply. There were a lot of problems with getting Unity 8 into a snap and mirror and everything. There is one mirror snap at this point, which Alan Griffiths has pointed us to, but it's probably not easy to make Unity 8 a snap. And until Unity 8 and all of our system software can be snaps, then it doesn't really make much sense to have a completely snapped OS. And since we don't have Canonical driving it anymore, it's unlikely that Ubuntu Personal will ever come to fruition, at least from us. However, snap packages running on the Ubuntu phone, on Ubuntu Touch, probably at some point.
Yep.
Did I cover that? Okay. Up next, everyone's favorite. Everyone ready?
No.
Ivo Xavier asks, has there been an update on scopes since the last time we talked about them? Probably 2 or 3 episodes ago. Has the decision been made officially?
Not 100%.
Oh.
No. But it's not. But the latest says scopes are dead. These are pretty much what the latest is. That the scope will be replaced with a more standard way of doing it on a desktop. That also will include a way that we do it on mobile. So the current plan, the current short-term plan we have for is to integrate a kind of dash-like interface as you have now on the phone. But when you come on the desktop, that will be hidden and not show up. So you will still have the dash interface on the phone. And later plans after that, it's still not 100% set what we want to do. But what is looking to be is that we have some sort of where you have desktop icons on the desktop, and on a phone they just compress into a mobile user interface. So that's how it's looking, where it's going. But we would love to have people coming with mock-ups, with ideas here, because we really want something that the community wants. We don't want to make something we want. We want something that everyone wants. And I think this is really important, and also why there hasn't been any decision made, because we want to have input from the people. First of all, the people that make it, and second of all, the people that will use it, and designers and all that. So
and basically the response from people who have made clicks or scopes has been, it's not great. So
yeah, it's pretty much.
Yeah, just not all that fun. So, in order for someone to maintain scopes, they are actually a lot of the OS, including the dash itself, which is a part of Unity 8. We also have libunity scopes, which is an API for scopes, as well as the Ubuntu UI toolkit controls specific to scopes and the dash backends and everything. So it's a big project if someone wanted to take it on. But if someone did, I suppose they'd keep scopes alive because they're doing the work.
Yeah, on that note, I think scopes is also at this point it's nowhere near done, and it will require a lot of work if we want to get it to the point that Canonical wanted it. But I think think the point where Canonical wanted it is probably the point that we are going in the end. We just are going a lot simpler way and a more standard way. We are taking the approach, even though it's made somewhere else, it doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. So I saw that a lot of from other projects, that they try to make it as different as possible, but we don't have that mentality. If something works, we can make it pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, it's what the community wants.
Yeah, and scopes as an idea were really cool, but the development mind share to get them to where they need to be just isn't there right now. So we probably will be removing them, or at least changing them drastically.
Yep.
Up next, Gizmo Chicken asks in our forums, regarding Halium, have you revisited whether Google's Project Treble will help you porting to more devices?
Yes. Oh yes. This will help me so much, because there's no more Qualcomm modifications. There's no more. Oh, this will be lovely, and I think Dalton can also sign on to that.
Mm-hmm.
Because the modifications that one person, if you're out there, you know who you are, who made this change in the middle of an enum.
I'm sure it was for a reason. I'm sure they had a reason to do it, but we talked about it a lot in the last episode. We ranted about it for a while.
Yeah, put it at the bottom of the enum if you want to add something, okay? Okay, so yes, it will help us a lot, and I love the idea, and I think we can get this a lot faster. We can be a lot snappier to get devices out that already has Lineage OS support. So I think that can go really nicely. But there's a but there. We need to get to the point where we actually support treble. This will be more treble-matic.
Ha.
But I hope we can get there at a reasonable amount of time. But I think, as we started with, that's not the first priority at this point. That is Xenial. So that will come after Xenial is out. And also we need to sit down with the Halion folks, and get a real plan for how to strategically implement this.
Right. One problem that's really sitting in the way right now is that there is no support in libhybris, which converts between GCC and Bionic Android's C library. That's still not out for Android 8 yet, so we still have to wait on that. There are people making it. It's just not merged yet.
Yep. I will play Florian.
There's nowhere else to go there.
What?
Do you like our?
What?
Do you like our my pun?
No.
Sorry, I was just copying, pasting 2 or 3 questions from the live chat. I didn't follow immediately. I just had it for a second in the background, and then something happens, and I don't get it. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just making a really good pun, and I know Dalton was enjoying it. So let's continue, Dalton.
Okay, gladly. From Matildo, Maldito, probably in the forum.
Maldito.
What's going on with uMatriks? Where are my audio and video chat and push notifications that you said we'd have, Marius?
Oh, Marius is gone.
Well, we're done for
me. So okay, so let's start with the latter one, the push notifications. So the push notifications was just an experiment. It was not something that was supposed to be pushed yet. There is a click package out there that you can try the push notifications. It's not anything fantastic, at this moment. It's basically just using the implementation specs that I created, spin up on a DigitalOcean server. It's still running. It hasn't crashed.
Probably.
So probably I haven't checked in a while. I also don't use Matrix that much anymore. So I will get back to it after Senial. It's definitely in my plans and my heads to really put my energy and time into uMatriks, because it's something I really want to see. It's something I really want to use at some point also. So I will get back to it. And same goes for video and audio call. Is something I will get back to. It just has been so much else going on, and Senial has been the main priority, and then we have desktop and everything that's going on, that it just hasn't been time to do it. If someone wants to help out with it, all the audio and video is merged. They just need to have the modifications needed to get accepted upstream.
And that's in libqMatrix client specifically. I have the link for it. It'll be in the show notes posted on our blog.
Yep. Or you can ping me or Dalton if you want it now.
So, yeah, the push notification was kind of a neat idea because it was an experiment on Marius's notification server specification, which is on his own GitHub. We never really got any comments on it when we asked for them, so we kind of put it on the back burner.
Silent is agreeing, I guess.
Make it law.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's not.
Okay, so yeah, the biggest problem with the notification specs at this moment is that it's just a spec. I think that's what makes it not as usable, and it also, even though the programming is nice, it's still made in Node for the client side. Even though that's not a bad thing, I think it would be. No, Brian.
Okay, send all hate mail to
Brian.
Marius at UBports.com.
No, send all the hate mail to Dalton. Everyone loves Node. That's just a fact. But
no comment.
It would be better to integrate it with Qt. Is all I'm saying. Okay, continue now.
It's okay. Not everyone is perfect, Marius. Some of us use Node. Wow, someone is going to take the stream offline or something.
I can distract the audience by talking a little bit, reminding myself when I heard push notifications, I wanted to make a small announcement regarding Telegram. It's also somehow related to messaging. The Telegram guys will change their API this year completely. Not really the API, but also the transport protocol. So what forces us more or less that we have to completely rewrite part of the code. It's no longer really easy to maintain the existing code in this way, because we would have to make a complete rewrite of the protocol, a lot of testing efforts and so. But the good news is that Telegram started to publish actually these low-level libraries as an open source project. And from there on, we got a solid library that will be always, hopefully, always kept on the latest API levels by their developers. And we just have to put on top the glue code and a little bit of database handling, and then, of course, the front end. So it will dramatically improve our coverage of Telegram features. And anyway, we have no chance, so we have to switch over, but it will take some time. So I don't expect any really test builds before summer. But we started looking at this and thinking about how we can implement it. Just to say, because a few people were already asking me personally, and also on some groups, if we were aware about this change in Telegram, and yes, we are. But it will be a huge one. Yeah. Okay, thanks for the break. Now I distracted everyone.
Wasn't there another thing with Telegram notifications?
There's a fun fact. I'm just looking here. We are via our existing push server that is compatible with the Telegram push version and the Telegram servers. We are approximately sending 60,000 messages per day.
Oh,
That includes also the delete messages that are going into the devices when somebody reads the message on another device. And I see a constant increase in registered devices, which is good. So thanks to the efforts of the community, it seems that more and more people are actually installing at least Telegram. That leads us actually to the next question, right? Oh, I made a transition. I made a transition.
I think I have the one you want. Granted that automated accounting is broken in stats. No, not that one.
Let's take the violet. Yes, the accounting about the stats.
Okay.
So my stats are also broken on the push server, but at least I can say that we have around 700 devices online on the push server right now, which is a lot. We started around 500 when we migrated the push service in December. So we have a nice increase, I would say. It's just beginning of March.
And that doesn't count anyone who hasn't signed into Ubuntu One on their device or it doesn't use Telegram.
Yes, it's only counting Telegram users that are signed into Ubuntu One and they are really, really registered then only to our push server. So there should be more devices than that, of course. Not every Ubuntu Touch user is using Telegram. Which,
as strange as it may seem.
Yes, as strange as it may seem, but you are not obliged to. You're not forced to use Telegram.
Yeah, you can use IRC. You can get us on #UBports on Freenode.
Yes. So regarding the stats, we are pondering this and that. I think we have an experimental stats idea for some time. This is also more or less on the backlog, and let's see what we can do with that when 16.04 is out. So all these nice to have things have to wait a little bit longer, I'm afraid. And but of course, we are also interested in stats. We would like to know what's going on.
But we'd also like to do it in a way that's truly anonymous. So that means sending garbage data from time to time, so that we, so that there's always deniability for you.
Something like this, and for us, most of interest is what type of devices being used. What's the percentage? What is the most used devices, and so on, and on what channels are on what channel are the people? Because then we can see what's the distribution. Are there more developer channel users or more stable users, and so on. We won't be interested in much more than this.
I think also we need to stress that also that all the data will also be open. There will be no closed data just for us.
Right.
That's also
It'll all be
something
public.
that's really important. It will all be public, and also will all be public what information that will be collected, and it also will be opt-in.
Yeah, and we have been watching what Canonical has started with the 1804, the now infamous question on the Canonical mailing list.
Right. Yeah, we are definitely not going that way. We are going more.
Yeah, not quite as much, because if you know that you have a Fairphone 2, we don't really need the rest of the information, because we know how much RAM it has.
I think the only thing we actually need is just to know what device it is, and to the background why we need that is definitely because of what we need to focus our power into, and where the device is most used, what device we actually should care the most about, what device is most used, and what device fails, and crash reports, and all these things that will just make your device better. We are never needing any other information other than that. And as I said, all information will be public.
Except for crash reports. If we were to start taking those, those could include bad things. Okay. I think we beat the stats horse. If you want to get involved with the stats discussion and server, we do have an issue open for that on Ubuntu Touch. It is stats.ubports.com. Total devices is wildly inaccurate. Number 402. I should copy the link to that so that I don't forget it. There, excellent. Next question from, I don't want to pronounce the name because Ishmael. Tell me how I did. In the supergroup asked, when will the OpenStore offer up x86 clicks? So Ubuntu Touch or derivative installed on I don't have it here, x86 tablet with click installed can actually use Ubuntu Touch apps. The answer to that is right now, developers can build a bigger click that satisfies both architectures. That's not a great answer, but it's the one that we have because that's how click was built.
Yep.
And also
Something
the
cool.
open... I don't know what the open source support for that is. Go ahead, Marius.
I was going to say that there's something called multi-click, which we have all the architecture in one. And you can also build architecture specific clicks.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also QML apps will work on all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Just adding that.
I don't know what the status is of that in the OpenStore, so that would be the first place to check.
Yep.
Yeah, the OpenStore team for sure is happy to answer that. Thanks to them, they're doing a great job. We have, I think, one of the coolest stores for apps in the mobile world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone at OpenStore. It's really helping us a lot because we have already so many things to maintain that we are really happy that they form a team and develop this independently from us, and but always in a good relation. There was one remark by somebody, I don't remember who it was, that then changed now the policy about apps being published with the little criticism that with the rules that they have now on the OpenStore, it might get harder to, let's say, publish content or manage actually for what age groups the content is okay and so on. But the problem here is really that we don't have anything that can enforce safe usage or safe things regarding what is okay for children, what is okay for teenagers, and so on and so on. I think if anyone has concerns about that, try to get in touch with them and find out how they made their decisions about the policies that is now for the apps inside, what you can publish and what not. I read the policies. For me, everything is very fine. I don't see any problem here, but there was some questions about that. Yeah?
Right. For context, the OpenStore made a new content policy in the past couple of weeks. I believe it was released and applied to the store. So that's what happened there. It's been a debate since then, which is okay. As long as it's a healthy debate and no one starts yelling at each other, we're going to be fine.
Nobody was yelling. It was just questions about that some hypothetical things, like if I have, for example, an app that focuses on events in history and gives information about, I don't know, let's say World War II or something else, will it be still okay to publish this because it could violate the policy because it's not safe for children? And that's really hard to judge also for them. So in my opinion, the only thing is you can do as a small group of people, you can make a very general policy and then decide with your sense and with your judgment. But in questionable cases, they probably might refuse something because they don't want to have all the discussions afterwards. Yeah? Mm-hmm. That's of course clear with a small store, with a small team. We don't have the possibilities to make ratings like all the bigger stores can do. We would need a rating team that is constantly just reviewing apps, and yeah, it's also a legal aspect for them because some of the things are probably hosted on their personal accounts or with their personal names attached. And if you host something, then you are partially responsible for what content is inside, and that's a thing,
especially in America,
especially in the US.
And with that new law that's probably happened, I actually didn't see if it went through or not. I should have done that because I'm an American citizen. But there was a law that would make you responsible for content posted in your own store, drafted. If that went through, then this is really important for them.
Yeah, so help us keep their ass safe from being pursued by FBI, NSA, whatsoever. And yeah, I think it's okay.
Let's host a server not in America.
That would be a solution. Yeah.
So I had to make our Nextcloud server not in America, specifically because Marius didn't want it in America.
There's too much rules in America. There's like, it's so much safer to store it in Europe. That's all I'm saying.
DigitalOcean is still an American company.
Ah, shit.
But they have a nice data center in Amsterdam, and guess why it's in Amsterdam? Because even in Europe, the Netherlands are still famous, or it's just, I don't know, maybe they have increased also their things now, but it was always like, if it's in Amsterdam, then it's completely safe and you can host anything in Amsterdam without troubles. Maybe.
Yeah, it's also like the center where the connection is, it's pretty much good for everyone in Europe, and it's pretty good in America as well.
Yeah, pretty good. The early days using Collabora Online were just really bad for me. It was a 1 second round trip ping. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's enough of that. We do have one more question. Excuse me, we have a couple more questions. Given Unity 8 work is well underway for Bionic, is the plan to sprint to Bionic after Xennial is stable? Or to flesh out Xennial, or both? For the touch stack itself. So, this is an interesting question.
This also, I will go with the latter on this one, both, definitely. Because one of the biggest thing that comes with Bionic that we have to tackle is system D. There's no Upstart on Bionic anymore, and we want to build Upstart for Bionic and maintain that. That's just a big no. So this Xenial will probably be there for a while because we have to support legacy devices, and we don't know at this moment how well anything will work on System D. Since we have access to the source tree well, the source tree is open source on our 3 core devices, we can do what we want there. The other devices are still a bit unknown because we still don't have access to the Android source tree. We do have access to the kernel, so I do expect it to go fine at some point. But it still goes back to the system D and that area. But it also goes to stuff like newer version of Mir. Now we build Mir outside. We build the Android platform of Mir outside of the Mir tree, for example. How well will that work on legacy devices? How well will the user interface work on legacy devices? There are so many questions that won't be answered until segfault comes and bites you in the ass. I think that's what we are just waiting for.
Everything segfaults. When you're porting, everything segfaults.
No, so I think that's just the answer there. Definitely both. We want sprint the Bionic. We will walk to Bionic.
We walk up the stairs. We don't run up the stairs. That's a philosophy.
Yes.
Meanwhile, yeah.
Yeah. If you
the Marius Scripts Guard software development philosophy: walk up the stairs.
If you walk up the stairs, you actually get up. If you run up the stair, you have a big chance of falling down. If you jump up the stairs, you can't get up and you have fallen.
Someone quote that, please.
No, let's not do that. Don't quote anything.
But it's a fact that I think for the Bionic, there are so many things to do, including we have to build everything ourselves then. And we for sure have a lot of packages that would have nice features or maybe nice patches and updates already. Like I think about Bluetooth, which has still a lot of issues in 16.04, and people might be not so happy with that. But it will be a constant process of making Xenial great and preparing for the Bionic change that will come, of course. but we have still a few years left, and I think we will need the time. As far as we can see, except that we grow, I don't know, in so that many developers, but actually more hands not always make the things faster. It can make things even slower. So it doesn't is just a matter of how many people can work on it. It's also about where we are going with that
and their expertise when they start working on it.
Their expertise, yeah. So don't be afraid. Hopefully the Bionic will not be, let's say, overdue like Xenol is now when Vivid is already end of life. But it's also not something that is just that Xenol is not a transition to Bionic. It's really just a stable release. And we want to build a foundation on that and say, okay, this is not Xenol. And with that, we can live for some time. And we can be sure that what we develop for Xenol will be here for some time. Yeah. It's not that we are rushing it. Yeah.
We do have another tangentially related question.
No, I need to add something to that before. When we are saying Bionic, we don't mean the Android Bionic. We actually mean the next version of Ubuntu, which is
Ubuntu 18.04. Yeah.
Yeah. Bionic Beaver.
Yes, we should be careful with this because it's really easy to mess up. And I already messed it up myself in some discussion that was there on the channel. I was thinking, why are they talking about Bionic so much now? I don't get it.
Why are they talking about Android?
Yes. And then I found out
someone asked, wait, they're building Unity 8 for Android? It's like, no, Bionic is the name of the next Ubuntu.
From now on, let's just call it, if we want to say Android Bionic, we say Android Bionic. Okay, from now on, it's Android Bionic and Bionic. Or we do as Rodney says, we just say 18.04. That also works.
That would work too. 18.04. Okay. There's a couple of questions in the live chat. This one was tangentially related. I noticed that there's a UBports packaging team on the Debian Git server. Does that mean Unity 8 will come to the Debian repos?
Someone is Someone is spying. Someone is very up to date here. I think I can say that. If you don't tell anyone, yes.
Because if you get your packages into Debian, they also sync into the Universe repository in Ubuntu.
Yep.
That's why.
Wait, does this mean that we can sneak behind the official way to get Unity back to the users of Ubuntu?
What?
No, I mean, Canonical completely dropped Unity from their repositories, and they're not continuing development. But by going this route, users that still want to use Unity on a desktop can do this very easily, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, technically, they can do it now on Bionic. So,
with the Unity 8 install tools,
they would need a PPA, right? Maybe they don't trust
our repository. But it will be the same if it's hosted by Canonical or it's hosted by us. It doesn't really matter. It's just that if we are going the Debian way, it's also a lot easier for us to instead of maintaining both Debian and Ubuntu, we maintain one, which is Debian. I'm not saying, okay, I need to say, I said yes, but still, we need to get accepted into Debian. But I don't see that becoming any problem at all. So, but yes, that's the plan with it. And shout out to Simon Quickly for making that.
Yeah, that he made the team. Whoops, this isn't the right paste. Yeah. We'll just act like that didn't happen right there. Okay, there we go. We're back on track, everyone.
Okay.
Anyway,
well, I think you can go to the next question.
So we have a question from Notkit in the Telegram supergroup. The Gemini PDA dropped. Yay! How usable is Xennial right now if I want to work on porting it to the Gemini PDA? My understanding of the Gemini is it's upstream Linux drivers. So if you can install Ubuntu, you can just install stuff.
Are you telling me it has a mainland kernel?
I think so.
Where can I get this? I need it.
Gemini PDA. Let me see if I can find it on the internet. No, it's libhybris.
eBay
Never mind.
already
I'm wrong.
seen for.
Everything is terrible. I said the wrong thing.
It's not mainland kernel.
It's not mainline kernel. I'm wrong.
Oh no, no! Why can nothing in the mobile world have mainland kernel?
So this is our question for today for the community. If you find any mainline mobile device, please tell Marius. He will immediately buy it.
Yes.
He will be running to whatever store has it in stock.
Or flying, because they probably don't have it in Norway.
Oh. Oh, it's MediaTek, and it's okay.
No,
all right.
Not MediaTek.
So the person who's asking has experience with porting to MediaTek devices. So right now, the Xennial rootfs, it boots and stuff on Halium ports. So if you wanted to make a port to it, go right ahead. Join the porting group or the IRC. Boy, I'm mincing words. And we can do that. I don't think that sentence made any sense, but that's okay.
Still trying to process it, but go on.
Actually, do you see any questions?
No, not me.
Questions, supergroup. We need questions. Last question. The last question that comes in, we will take. Whatever it is.
I don't agree to these terms.
I think the Telegram is down. There's no more questions. Cannot be. There are so many questions during day and night time. Sometimes at 3 o'clock in the morning, my phone would ping.
Oh.
Because there are lots going
on. Okay, we can take the. Okay, Tiago, you win. What about the next?
Tiago, please, no more.
Tiago, you win. What about next car dev's contact sync? Yes, that would be nice. That would be really nice. Anyone wants to develop it? No. Okay, so
well,
on a serious note,
time is over. We can hear the wall clock. Ding dong.
The wall clock.
Not the wall clock. The how is it called in English? It's like these stand-up clocks. There's huge ones.
Okay,
it's
so just to answer Tiago.
Anyway.
Just to answer his questions on a serious note. I know it's Saturday. We can't be serious, but okay. The question is, grandfather clock. No, that's not the question. Okay, this is going terrible. What about next cloud sync context? Yes, this is definitely something we would like to have, and me included. This would be awesome to have syncing across if you have multiple devices, for example, or if you lose your device in the toilet or something. It would be awesome to have. So yes, that's something we definitely are looking into, and probably it's not that far off. But yeah, it will come.
Someone in the supergroup just said, and the wheels fell off.
Okay, I can take one last one from Rodney. Does Android support any mainline kernel devices? Not that I am aware of.
No, because of the kernel changes that go into Android.
Yeah.
The newest that we'll get right now is kernel 4.4.
Yes.
Yay.
I think there are more experimental on the CUF branch, but we know you know how we feel about CUF at this point.
Yep. So there's a lot of changes to the Oh, where am I? Oh no, I've lost everything. To the Linux kernel that go into Android, things like the binder and device-specific hardware changes. There's actually a really good book if you'd like to read up more on that, which Marius actually sent me, and I can send you as well. I can send you a link to it. It is for sale in one place only. Anyway, if that's something you're interested in, then just let me know. Where were we?
Somebody wanted to send you a Nexus 5 because you said you don't have a device that you can use.
Oh, yes, I have a Nexus 5 on the way. But thank you for the offer. That is awesome.
Okay. Then I think you didn't say that you don't have a device. I mean, basically, you have a device, but you cannot go online in the network.
Right.
So
I
you
have a
cannot use it on a
Fairphone.
daily one. Yeah.
But this is the United States, so it's there's no LTE on it.
This is the United States, so it doesn't work.
Because we need to be different than everyone.
Oh, we need to say PlayStation, so then we can trigger CMUS PlayStation.
Okay, let's do it simultaneously.
Alexa.
3, 2, 1.
PlayStation.
PlayStation. PlayStation.
PlayStation. Play music.
Okay, guys, I think we're past the hour,
I think we went off the rails.
The people will hate us when we continue like this.
Yeah, the wagon definitely doesn't have any wheels anymore. So let's cut it while it's still good.
Alexa, order
while it's still good.
Alexa, donate to UBports.
Oh no! So this has been the Ubuntu Touch Q&A.
Minecraft, tell me about beans. Okay, Dalton, take it away.
I'm trying. The Q&As are now transcribed live by the UBports community, and you can contact any member of UBAM, UB Amazing, if you'd like to learn more. Specifically, Peter has been messaging me, so I'm going to offload this on you, buddy. Translations are welcome. Oh, there's a GitHub link. Let me just put that over there. Oh, nope, that doesn't copy paste. That was ruined. Yay. If you'd like to find us during the week, we are on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Mastodon, Diaspora. You can also find us on uMatriks, and we have a mailing list. Most of the time, we're on Telegram as well, and that is at UBports on.
It's easier to say what we are not on.
Basically. Oh, we also have an Instagram, which I haven't linked down here. Link Instagram. So, is there anything else that you guys want to get out before we call it?
I think we can call it now.
Thank goodness. Thank you all for watching. We will see you in a couple of weeks. One fortnight, as people are telling me to call it now. Bye-bye.
14 days it is. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye. Leave a like.